shit like sick with it because it's for irritable bowel syndrome. I mean, when you're in jail, bro, you get high off different drugs. I was getting high off drugs that are known to help irritable bowel syndrome. From Bentals, little blue pills. You eat about 4 of those. Oh yeah, you be feeling right. It makes you shit like sick with it because it's for irritable bowel syndrome. So you take one empty. Oh yeah, you take like 4 of them. My buddy got me hooked on them. He was like, yeah man, check these out, bro. It makes you feel like you fucking smoked a blunt, drank some 40s. I bet. Damn, I took like 3 of them just before chow. So we're standing in line, bro. And this is at Burlington. And standing in line, chow, I'm at the end of the line. He's over there at the front looking at me because this shit's kicking in. I was fucking wavy like this, bro. Just gonna fall like, God damn, them pills are strong in a bitch. And I look over at him, he's just laughing at me like, you done fucked up now, bro, because those fucking things, they put you on your ass, dude. Next time I go to the south, dude, I'm out. Pass the fuck out. And then wake up, do it again. Mm-hmm.
People take a lot of pills in there?
Oh, yeah. They got GURPs. I couldn't even tell you the real name of some of these.
What's a GURP?
I couldn't even tell you the real name of a GURP. GURP is a Wellbutrin. And they're purple in color. And here in the prison system in Colorado, we call them GURPs because there's a gang that wears purple. And their main word is like G or GURPL, so we call them GURPs. Because of that, crush them up, snort them up, and man, you be on one. Flying high, just in your cells. Just doing lines of anything you get your hands on, maybe crush it and snort it, bro. I mean, there's even real drugs in there, you know, seeing people shooting Sharon needles, dude. No, I didn't get down with that. I mean,
what's the craziest thing you saw in prison?
Craziest thing I saw, probably a dude get beat with a fucking lock and a sock. It was over a poker game or something. I believe it was poker, cards, some kind of card game. But he owed dude money, and dude's sitting there playing, and he owes this guy money, and he keeps telling him, man, I got it right now. And he's like, well, I see you on this fucking table and this and that. I'll get it to you whenever. So that dude leaves, and you know, some places they sell combination locks on canteens. You just put it in your box, and so you can lock your box, nobody gets in it. Well, he took that combination lock, put it in his sock, and while homie's sitting there playing poker, wham, just starts fucking him up, dude. I mean, just beat the living fuck out of him. Of course, you know, we went on lockdown right after. But I mean, I've seen guards get fucking walked off the job for fucking inmates. You know, get pregnant by inmates. I've seen.
How often does that happen?
Man, in the private prison, I was in private prison for a while. At Kit Carson Correctional Facility, we call it Burlington. And man, they happen, I swear, once a month there. At least once a month. In the private prisons, they're a little bit more unorganized. At Burlington, they put us on lockdown because one of the guards over in Unit 3, or was it in E Unit, he got fucked up, dude. I mean, dude beat him with a fucking broom after cleaning us out. He didn't want to lock down and shit, and they ran up in there. He was just.
All right. So Jilla,
you know,
you're my federal homie. You're my source on federal information, right?
Oh yeah, about to.
Because I don't know a whole lot of people from the feds, but I know you.
Yeah.
Now, the other day, I was having a conversation with this dude, and I ended up being the fool in the conversation because I didn't know there was an independent white car in the feds.
Yeah.
So, what's the deal? What don't I know? Tell me about the situation. What was it like in Florence? You were in USP Florence?
No, FCI.
FCI Florence?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in the USP. I worked over there too.
Oh, that's where you were in the USP, because I remember you saying you'd been in the USP, but you were never in the USP.
No, we worked over there.
You worked in the USP. You were in an FCI.
Yeah. FCI
Okay.
medium high.
Okay.
It was banging more than fucking USP was in 2006, 7, and 8. Believe that. Ask anybody over there, they'll tell you. But
That's whenever homie set off the yard, out there hailing Hitler, set off the yard. I remember that.
Yeah, they went hard over there. But independent car, dude, is like, I mean, like I was telling you earlier, how independent are they? Because really, if something pops off, if you're independent car and I'm Colorado car and something pops off with a black dude or a fucking Serenios or whoever the fuck it is, you gotta go. So how does that make you independent? And if you don't, then believe me, after I'm done getting my ass whooped and we come off lockdown, they're coming to see you. The white dudes are. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna fucking come for you, dog, because you're in violation for not backing up. So, like, you're gonna be responsible for other people just because of the color of your skin, and that's the way it is there, dog. It's just different politics. It's like its own little world. But there was the first time I was there, I don't remember any independent car. The second time I went to Florence was there was an independent table then, but then when an issue comes up with the independent car member, then the other independent car dudes are told to go get them. Back. So I mean, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's just another fucking gang, pretty much, is what it is, bro.
So you felt like it was. You felt like it was a gang, but it wasn't a gang, or?
I mean, it's we call them cars in there, but
yeah.
So
yeah. It's not official, right? It's just who you're riding with.
Yeah, it's who you're riding with. But you know, if you're riding in a car, you don't want your car to look dinged up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I'm riding in the independent Cutlass, and I take pride in my car, driving it, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no dings, so I'm gonna polish out those dings. You know what I mean? In a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so.
And you felt like that wasn't happening in USP or in the FCI Florence? Excuse me.
No, I mean, there was the second time they actually had their own table, independent car.
There was some structure?
Yeah, and there was some structure, but I didn't look at it any different than the Utah table or the fucking Texas AB table. Same shit, you know what I'm saying?
Just more white dudes?
Yeah, they weren't even that deep, dude. It was, maybe 15 to 20 of them. But, I mean, yes, so all that, I'm just going to do my own thing, that ain't going down, though. Not over there, it's not.
Yeah.
Maybe in lower securities, but Florence has a pretty bad reputation for itself. But the second time I went back, it wasn't really cracking like the first time, but...
What year was that? When was it?
2014. I was over there again, yeah.
FCI Florence?
I take that back because the first day, FCI Florence, the first day I got there, I went back with a couple of fucking my old road dogs, Bronco and my little homeboy Matt. And it was the first day of chow. I just got all my clothes and we were talking about how we just had 9 months on this little violation, which ain't shit after you're doing 100 and some months. And so I'm like, I'm gonna get into this schooling and fucking get right. We go up to the chow hall for lunch, all our crisp new gear, and fucking motherfuckers are trying to hand us knives under the table, talking about, get ready, 1 o'clock, we're going at it with the Nebraska car. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I tried to come up with an excuse. I'm like, well, I gotta go to school. And they're like, see you at 1, buddy. I'm like, fuck, man.
I gotta work.
Yeah, man, all of a sudden I became Mr. Schoolboy or something.
Yeah.
I wanted to go study for my CDL license.
Hey, homie, I can remember getting out of something one time. I didn't want to go to this other unit and violate this fool. They were gonna violate this fool, but there was people already over there that could do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I gotta go to power sewing, and my power sewing job made me like $250 a month.
Yeah.
And dude, the big homie looked at me. He's like, you're right. Go to power sewing. You know, I was running the store and everything else. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's like, all right, you get out of this one.
Yeah, man, that shit was fucked up. First day back.
So what shook out with that? Colorado was gonna fight with the Nebraska car?
Yeah. White boys.
Didn't work itself out though.
The cops got the lieutenants got the win.
How's everybody doing this evening? Boom. This is one of my older videos. Video I did with one of my homeboys a while back. I shot it in my car. I think I did a pretty good job for shooting it in my car. It's my best video that I've done shot in a car by far. Matthew Todd. Who is that? I know who that is. I know you, don't I? Yeah. I remember your name. I don't remember your face off the top of the head, but I remember your name. Oh, white boy. That's white boy, yeah. What up, my homie? Yeah, I know your name. What you doing, my homie? It's good to see you. Oh, Puffy, what up? What's going on, Puffy? You want to chop it up? I ain't doing nothing. White boy, you could come up too. If you want to, here's the link. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just over here talking. BSing. Blazing. I just got me his little zip. Some fruity stuff. Oh. Spicking it. Puffy. Oh. What up?
Hold on, give me a minute. Hold on.
All right. Give her a minute, everybody. Don't look. Just picking it. It's weird that you say that too, because I've been running into a lot of problems with people don't want to give me interviews, and like I 100% get that, right? But one of the gangs that I can speak on is the Chicano Bloods over here. He's one of them, and because I functioned with these dudes, I know these dudes personally. You know what I mean? So I'm getting ready to make me a video about the Chicano Bloods. That's one of the gangs I can speak on my own. There's a couple hoods I can speak on firsthand experience, and that's one of them.
You want to hear the intro to my video?
Absolutely. Let's check it out.
I'm barely getting it started, okay? This is the intro.
Zero shame is the act of publicly providing personally identifiable doxing, originally spelled D0 shame, is the act of publicly providing personally identifiable information about an individual or organization, usually via the internet. Historically, the term has been used interchangeably to refer to both the aggregation of this information from public databases and social media websites.
Because that's the main issue on YouTube.
Publication of previously private information.
This is a paper? You're writing a paper?
This is the dark side of YouTube that I'm doing, from racism to discrimination, degradation.
Is this a video?
Yes, this is going to start. Definition of doxing and anthropology and what it does.
So, do you know how to layer sounds?
That's what I barely recorded this part, but I'm telling you, I want to know if it started good, because I have to give the definition of anthropology, doxing, racism, and culture interactions with different cultures in the same room, behaviors, actions, and all that stuff.
I would say that
you have to do analytics about everything.
I would say that that like the first part of it, that voice is interesting, but you want to start with just that voice, and then you want to start having other voices whisper. So you actually want to layer sounds. You want to layer little statements that have she hurt herself. Right, young girl harms herself.
Like put a video and then that video little whisper on the side thing, kind of like into the video. That's what I was thinking. What I was thinking.
And it should be talking. What the whisper should be is it should be
the topic that it is.
Well, no, it should be like find a little soundbite from a video about like a little girl who did self-harm because she was bullied on the internet.
There's actually on YouTube there's a thing that it's like mental health. And it tells you like little stuff like that, like you're saying. That's why I kind of get an idea what you're saying.
Well, yeah. And whenever you pull from different sources, if you just pull little sound bites from like this news source over here and this one over here, they'll sound different. It won't be so, you know what I mean? It'll give you like different voices and it'll add layers to your sound, to your intro.
And then I was thinking of putting, I'm going to put, say, I did a couple interviews and I asked the questions you guys wouldn't answer, the races and the racism and what it is to you, what's your race to you and all that stuff. I still have the questions if you want to do them. But I haven't done it because nobody wants to do it. I went to a show and they were answering, but they were like older people, like older black people, and they were Dominicans and all kinds of different people. Go check who it is, Gangish. I'll wait for you here. So it's like they answer, but like when back in the day, like Black Power, you know. I have an interview of a guy that was born like a couple years after me, like in '86 or something. He was raised in a black community, right? They could only do because their family members were in the Black Panthers. They could only watch anything that was black. How do you say? And they were taught just to watch black people stuff. That's it. Anything that empowered black, that's all they could see and stuff like that. They couldn't see any other channels that had nothing to do with the black. I don't know how that worked. We were trying to understand what he was telling us, but that's how he got raised. He couldn't do nothing else but be empowered by anything that made him. I don't know. I don't understand what the hell he was saying. I was trying to understand, but I couldn't. So can you explain that to me? I'm trying to understand that part.
Just being raised by ideologues.
So they couldn't do much, or
you're being raised by people who believe that their ideals are bigger than,
because he was black and white, so I don't understand how that was. You know why I got confused, right? Because he's black and white, so I don't understand how.
Well, if you're not racist, racism isn't gonna make a lot of sense, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's not weird that you don't understand it. It sounds silly to me too. Of course, it sounds silly.
And then we told him, and he's all, that's why I'm not racist. And I'm like, but you're just telling us you just want to do anything that's only black people. You know, and we don't understand.
Well, he must have realized it was stupid.
I don't know. We were just tripping out on it because he's all like, yeah, I live with my uncles were some main of the Black Panthers and this and that, and I got raised just to do anything that was empowering for blacks and this and that. But we're looking at him, we're like, but you're black and white, so how is that empowering to you? We were trying to understand him, but he didn't know how to explain himself. And he goes, my mom's black. We didn't ask if your mom was black. We're asking you, how is that if you're black and white? So we were trying to understand how you, we were lost, dude. After the third sentence he said, we were lost. We didn't even know what the hell he meant. So, because we were talking first, they started with the Bible, and then they went from that to the Black Power, and then to we're like, okay, I got confused, and everybody went back to where it is. And then they were saying, because God made us all the same, we're just different colors because of the tone of the sun, and I don't know what the hell the sun's layers mean that you're a certain color, but in reality, you're not that color. We went through a whole, like, goddamn, I got lost after, like, the half of the combo, because I didn't understand what the sun had to do with our color changed, and da-da-da. I didn't understand none of that. But they say that the layers of the sun are the ones that give you the color. Like, you could be under the sea and you could be a different color. And I'm like, huh? That's not a real color. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck. I got lost after a while. Can you elaborate on that? Can you, like, let me know what they mean about that? Because I didn't understand none of that.
Are you talking about, like, Black Power literature? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and I don't know what the hell they meant by that.
Yeah, a lot of that, I got to be honest. Like, I had a friend in prison. They called him Halloween, actually. He had killed somebody in a drive-by on Halloween night here in Denver. He was a Crip. And they gave him a life sentence for it. He was 15 years old, I believe. And he had been in prison since he was 15. And he was on that Malcolm X, all that type stuff. You know what I mean? Malcolm X, Black Power, Muslim, all that trip. And he kept coming to me with some wild ideas. He told me one time that a pig was a genetically altered animal, that it was a mix between a dog, a cat, and a rat, and that they had hybrided an animal. And so I started calling him on it. I was like, listen, dog, I listened to too much of this nonsense already. Where are you hearing this shit? I was like, I want to talk to the person who's telling you this. And he brought me a book, and it's a Black Power book. These are like blacks only type literature, right? Black empowerment stuff. Black supremacist stuff is what it was. And they've got all kinds of, like their hair. We would think, it's not the desirable hair. Well, they see it like this. They say it traps heat. Black hair actually acts as a shield. If you have a nice afro, it will actually act as a shield and protect your head. You know what I mean? They see themselves.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Yeah, they see themselves as superior in many ways. They are not really susceptible to skin cancer for the most part. Not like the rest of the planet is. You know what I mean? They don't have a lot of the same problems that. but they have their own sets of problems, right? That come along with wherever they evolved, wherever their ancestors evolved. So I don't know. Like, okay, if you really want to talk about race, let's see. Yeah, let me know, my homie. That'd be tight. That'd be tight. You know, okay, so in 2010, we sequenced the Neanderthal genome. And whenever we did that, that gave us a genome to put up against our own, to compare against our own. And it allowed us to start learning a lot of things about the evolution of the planet. And it started to let us differentiate, started to let us understand that we all have Neanderthal in us, that there's only one type of human on the planet that doesn't have Neanderthal in them. There's only one pure type of human on the planet. That the only one pure Homo sapien on the planet is the Aboriginals in Australia. Everybody else is mixed. You have Neanderthal in you. And that even includes Africans. That includes sub-Saharan Africans. The only people that were separated from the megacontinent early enough to not have Neanderthal mixed into them are the Australian Aboriginals. So that's what a pure human being looks like. The rest of us are all basically hybrids in one form or another. It seems that white people, and we're also knowing that we're starting to find new species. We found.
Have you noticed? Have you noticed that there's humans that they don't feel nothing, even if they get the highest with any drug, they don't feel nothing. They don't get high. I've heard of that today. I barely heard of that today, and I heard it in the chat I was in. They were talking about it, and I was like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, that means that if they can't get high on anything, that means they got no soul, and they're just among us for no for just to fill in the blanks that are missing or the spaces. Or I don't understand what the fuck you're talking. But they were talking about it, and I didn't understand. And they played a video, and it says what they were talking about, and I was like, I've never heard of that. Then there's no human.
They don't have a soul.
Yeah, because I have no idea, but supposedly they can't feel anything. Like if you get them high, they won't get high no matter how. And it's they were doing a test on people, and I guess that's what they found out, that some people don't get high at all, and that means that they don't got no feelings. They don't feel nothing. They don't. There's just, I don't know what kind of test they were doing, but they were showing all those.
Well, most drugs are what a dopaminergic response, I believe, some sort of a dopamine shot, right? I'm not super good with brain chemistry. Somebody here, let me put my glasses on so I can read the chat. I can't get them on. These things fit really good. I can't get them on with the glasses on. So I believe, I'm not super good on brain chemistry. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But I believe it's what's called a dopaminergic response, which is a dopamine hit. Pretty much any type of drug.
Yeah, they use that big ass term you just used, but I couldn't remember because it's too big for me to remember. Yeah. But yeah, that was the word you.
Yeah, it means that it's linked to a dopamine response, and the dopamine is what makes the brain. It's the chemical in the brain that makes you feel good, and that's the problem with whenever you do drugs. You do a drug that ratchets up the dopamine, right? And your body shoots out a bunch of it, and then it goes, well, I don't need to make any more, and it shuts the production down. And this is why whenever you come down off of drugs, you become depressed, because your body stopped producing the thing that was keeping you from being depressed, right? It's just it's an up and a down. It's like that for every, what is it, the laws of physics, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If you come up, you got to go down. If you get drunk, you got to be hungover. It's like this for everything. If you stay up for 4 days, you're going to have to sleep for 24 hours. It's just up, down, whatever. Let's see what we got here. Jordan, what up? Diddy, good looking. Neanderthal was not Homo sapien. You're right, my friend. C-Dog, good to see you. My theory is E.T. spliced their DNA with apes to create us. Possible. I've heard it before. It's not the most wild theory. Big Bang was proven false, he says. I hadn't heard that one.
I'm trying to open the thing so I can tell you what I have to do, so you're gonna... Well, the whole point is that we have to talk about how people see gender. Like, you know how some people, like I was telling you guys the other day, what do you think about gender nowadays that is so way out of control right now? Everybody's changing, everybody's trans, yeah, and all that. What do you think about all that? Like, what's the what do you think the main idea of all this is coming to? Like, what's going on out there? Like, are they picking their own, like, what they want to be, or they're just picking because it's a trend? I guess you could say that everybody's trying to do whatever everybody's doing now. What do you how do you see the transformation of people, or like, because I can't, we can't use those words, but like, you know what I mean? What do you think about all this? Do you think a lot of people are just doing it just to do it, or they're just doing it because they feel like they need to do it because they feel a certain way, or they wanted to be a certain gender, you could say, and ended up being what they weren't? You know how they say the guy's trapped into a girl's body or whatever, the girl body, yeah, whatever. But what do you think about all this? What is your opinion on that?
I think there's clearly some people who genuinely believe that they were born in the wrong body. But I also know, and I've seen from my own eyes, I watched it happen in front of me. I've watched my friends that were straight turn gay. Uh, or, I mean, it just wouldn't have made sense. It was like too many of them within a short span of time. Now, they all had problems. We were young kids, so we had problems getting laid. I mean, we all had problems getting laid, but I didn't want to suck no dick because of it. You know what I mean? I was
We all went through a phase. We put it like
yeah,
that. We all went through
yeah,
that kind of phase that you weren't like you were thinking
yeah,
too much about different things. Yeah, I understand what
yeah.
you mean.
Well, I'm 13 or 14, right? I'm 13 or
I'm bi
14,
for a reason. I'm bi, and
but
nobody
but
believes me. But hey,
but the guys, my two of my partners, no, three of my partners, just went from being straight dudes. One of them was a hippie, one of them was a gangster, and one of them was a jock. And we all kind of kicked it together with a couple other of my homies and one of my homegirls who was gay. My best friend was gay, and so she had gay friends and stuff. But the gay people were around, but it didn't make me want to be gay. But as soon as it was like, as soon as we all got in a circle, everybody was good with each other, and it was okay to be gay. Like three of my straight friends just started banging each other. You know what I mean? It was the weirdest thing I had ever seen. And the numbers just don't add up on that to where you got like, you know what I mean? 8 friends and 5 of them are gay or something like that. It went from like 2 to 5 or something like that. Like immediately, it was the weirdest thing I ever seen. And then all the women went gay. All the women are not gay, but all of them went bi. So then everybody's just banging everybody. You know what I mean? It was a weird situation. I was very young. I wasn't banging anybody. I was like 13 whenever this was happening. So I don't know if I was still a virgin or not. I lost my virginity under a bridge. I remember that in like 7th grade. Yeah, in California.
I wasn't the only 13-year-old that did
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Don't even know
Um,
how it happened, but it happened somehow. Somebody
it was
happened.
after school. Dog, it happened. Caught one of the native girls slipping after
Yeah.
school.
Ooh, wait.
uh,
Ooh,
um,
hey. I did the whole situation. I was the. You don't want to do it. Let me help you. Don't ask me.
yeah. Let's see.
Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to get the damn thing. Hold on. The
You got a
picture.
good question. What do you got?
Yeah. Well, the whole topic that I have to do on the whole report has to do with from when I started till now. It's because it's the work field. What's my work field? The YouTube. Because and then they want me to define more of the doxing. What do you think about doxing and how it starts and how it ends? It's to an extreme. Like me, they call CPS on me, but they say, but yeah, I killed it on that one. Yeah. I was not on drugs. Everybody, I got tested. Just to let you all know that say that I'm on meth. I'm not. And
Yeah.
anyway, and they said they got me for, and I know who it was. We all know who it was, but they got me for neglecting my kids when I'm 24/7 on them. Like, you know what I mean? They don't like it. They even tell me, "Mom, leave me alone. I'm right here." You know, it's like and then I can see them through the phone. Yeah, they think that's weird. But and then I don't hit my kids. They said I was being child abused or whatever, and I started laughing because my kids go, "You know, my mom cries before she hits us, and she hasn't hit us yet. And when she hits us, she cries like there's no tomorrow." And because I don't hit the kids, I don't. I feel bad if I hit them because they already went through a lot, and then I feel more guilt if I hit them. I don't know how to explain that to you. And I'm avoiding all that, but some people are like to an extreme, dude, that they'll go off the YouTube and go do some crazy shit. But they don't see the PTSD they caused my son and me. We were unfunctionable for 2 weeks. We couldn't think straight. We were stressing the fuck out. We were like PTSD kicking our ass, depression kicking our ass. Me and my oldest son. My daughter's pregnant. She was shitting bricks too. I didn't want that to happen. She was getting stressed out. It was going hell mode. Nobody saw none of that because I try not to show it. But I was crying on a daily. I was depressed. I didn't want to do nothing. I was like, that's why you guys don't see me on lives that much because it's like I'm so depressed because of that. If I lose my kids again, I'll die. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I learned my lesson. Then why do I gotta go through this again? This is not the first time. This is like people just randomly do it, and it's like, why CPS? You could send prank me. I don't give a fuck. But don't do CPS, dude. It's like you're traumatizing my kids. It's kind of overwhelming to the point my son is overprotective. Like the oldest one, he's overprotective, and he wouldn't let my daughter go nowhere. He took her phone away because he thought if she was calling people telling her like their story or something, he was overprotective. Like you don't want to know. It was too crazy, and to the point where the aunt and the grandma wanted to come get the kids and take them to Florida because the dad's done it to me too. Like he's in gang relations, okay? Like he's really like deep in the motherfucking LA, East LA. They send me a fake SWAT team because I called the sheriff, I called everywhere that I could think of that could tell me if the registration. They have to have a log who goes where and what. They didn't know nothing about it. They sent me a fake CPS. They were only coming for his kids. They had my daughter on gunpoint. They were looking for me. All kinds of shit happened to me. I've been through a lot of shit because of this I gotta get you back status, or everywhere I walk, I gotta walk watching my back. Why? Because I don't know when they're gonna come and get. Oh, and it's only because either the death's gang related or the YouTube's coming to fuck me over. And I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I don't sleep sometimes because I'm trying to figure out who's coming at me next. It's overwhelming. This is like, to me, that's why when people come at me, I get really offensive and I want to hurt somebody. I'm just cause I'm bipolar. I'm 5150. So the main thing I'm gonna want to do is fuck somebody up, no matter who it is, who's in front of me, or what it is. So that's why my mom says, I feel sorry whoever's in front of you when you're really pissed because you're gonna go all at it because you're accumulating all this shit.
Yeah.
So it's like I go through hell and back, dude. I go through hell and back, and nobody gets to see it because I'm the type of person that I'm not gonna show it unless you really like lit my ass on fire. I'm gonna come out and tell you. Like the day when I wheezed, I was really fucking pissed. But besides that, I don't go tell everybody, hey, this is happening to me. I don't give a damn. I don't like people feeling sorry for me. I don't like people coming at me that, oh, she just wants attention, because I don't like attention. It's the opposite of what everybody's thinking. You know what I mean? I don't like drama. I don't come and start drama. I just get overprotective over my friends. No lie. Because I lost already all of them. I only got like 3 of them that are my best close friends, and I'm holding on to them like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like nobody understands that. Everybody's quick to judge, and they don't understand the background to me. Because I don't want to give it out. Because if I give out my story, it's going to be like, oh, she's fucking lying. You can verify me all you want. I ain't got no problem with nobody. Everybody respects me, and I'm very loyal to a lot of people. That's why a lot of people ask me for favors. I could be the owl for others.
So as far as doxing's concerned, I don't agree with it at all.
I don't either. I think it's overwhelming.
I won't participate in it at all. And if anybody does it on my channel, I'll take it off. I'll take the stream down. I'll take whatever, you know what I mean? If somebody does manage to do it on my stream or something, I'll take it down. I think it's inappropriate to bring people's, it's kind
like
of
a third party, and there's nothing to do with it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I feel like if I'm not interested in it, I just move on. I'm not gonna
that's how I am too. I don't get involved.
Like, even if I don't like you, I probably want you, like, I don't care, go do good. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't want bad for you. I just won't mess with you. You know what I mean? And that's if I
you keep it like a certain distance, a boundary.
Well, I can't think of a single person that I would actually go to their comments, because there is people I don't like. There is people I don't like, but I don't go to their comments because I'm not going to waste
you don't go look for it. You don't go look for it. But why are they going to come at you for no reason? Like me, I just draw.
What's his name?
That's what I do.
Lack of all fades. I don't like that dude. I don't like what he did to Alan. I think that was some clown shit. But I'm not going to go talk crazy to him because I don't care.
He's not,
You know what I mean? He knows what he did. That was some dumb shit. I think he owes Alan like
People
200
can come
bucks.
at me and tell me who's been
know?
talking, showing me everything, because they've showed me, and I'm like, and what do you want me to do? Want me to camp for you? You want me to like throw you a party? What, is it gonna help you take you somewhere else? What do you want to do? Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
no,
That's why when they say I'm drama, I avoid it. I don't like it.
What about Frank? Frank says you're drama.
Oh, it's okay.
Let's see. What up,
Let's
Frank?
see. Oh, I don't like him. He was laughing at me when they were telling me off on stage, and I have it on video if you don't believe me.
Okay, well, you could tell him off. I don't care. Tell him how you
No,
feel.
let's see what he's gonna tell me.
Yeah, I don't.
I blocked him. I'm sorry. That pissed me off.
Frank likes you.
Yeah, so much like he was laughing at me on the stage. Yeah, I can show you real fast if you want me to. I can show you real fucking fast. That was what happened?
Frank, I tried to give him a shot.
He ran faster than my feet got off my bed.
I gave you a shot, Frank. My dogs
it was
are
the
going
mute.
crazy. Hold on.
I know. Go check. I'd rather go check. I don't like when. Yeah, that's why I have cameras all over my house. He'll be right back like the McDonald's. I can't even see. Hold on, let me go to my tablet to see what y'all doing. I don't mind. I probably believe everybody's talking about me, but I don't care. My world don't rely about nothing. Just waiting. Well, hi everybody that's in the chat. Did it. Hey C Dog. Hey Jordan. Hi Captain Canada. Let's see. Tricky? I don't know what the hell was that. Let's see. I have no idea. That boy don't like me. One time I didn't post his link, but it was by accident, and I had asked anybody need their link because I already posted most of them, but I feel like I'm missing one. And he went off on me and told me, "Oh, you're not even subscribed. You don't even like my stuff, and you're not even in it." I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm subscribed to his channel. I never said I didn't like his stuff. I started liking his drawings. I didn't even know he knew how to draw until he posted this Mickey Mouse thing. I'm like, oh, that's so dope. That's so cool. That's how I knew he knew how to draw. I didn't even know until I saw the video. And AC Erection. And then I sketched them. I have them on my page. I was doing thumbnails for them. Because they asked me what's my beef with them. And I said, I don't have any. I don't.
Turn into this, yeah. No, I
have no idea.
I'm trying to keep that negative stuff. Let's keep that off of.
Okay, no, I'm just answering that I don't have nothing. I made it as simple as that.
Yeah.
That I didn't do nothing. But yeah.
There's plenty of channels. And they've got their own channel called the YouTube Streets, and you're more than welcome to go bash them over there.
He's on the YouTube Streets. This is the voice of the YouTube Streets. That's a different
exactly.
story.
This is we try to keep some decorum over here.
And now they're gonna become the Boltier War cultures. Yes. Yeah. Woo! Hey, we're all ganging out together. Hey, the old crew is coming alive again. We're just missing a couple of them, but yeah. What happened to most of the people? They're gone. They got that fucked up of bullying, or what happened? I know you noticed. There's a lot of people missing. There's no longer like Nava's no longer here. She got run out of here.
Be Nava?
Yeah. I thought she was gonna come back, but I haven't seen her.
What happened?
I think she blocked me, but I don't know. She got run out of the YouTube. I guess she said she was gonna stop everything. Her husband had told her to stop. And Wendy almost got ran out too. But like Wendy's like tough. She's cool. She got it. Oh, she got it. No matter what they do to Wendy got it. But I don't know what's with people like trying to run out people. Chaos is another strong one too. And there's CB. I'm trying to make Miss Thing a little bit more stronger about it because I know how it is at the beginning. But I know she got it. But we women gotta get all together because all your boys try to play mind games with all of us. It's like, who sent you? Like, no. But yeah, they come out with some stuff that is like overwhelming. What do you think about the culture, like on YouTube? Like, you know, how some people are more, you know, they get together because they're a certain color, red, blue, or whatever color, or whatever car they are mostly like, you know. But what do you think about all that? Do you think that even though they're not in jail or whatever, in prison or whatever, they should still come out with all these like it's like they're doing it the jail kind, like everybody's uniting here but like in their own little sections, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
I've actually seen what I've been watching so far. I have even wrote about this in my final for college, and I talked about something that I called the evolving ladder system. And you know, YouTube is a ladder system where you by getting in people's comments and liking videos and sharing stuff, you're able to wave down bigger creators and say, hey, look at me. And you can get a wrench, and then after a couple weeks you can usually get on the live stream or something like that. You know what I mean? If you want
Yeah,
to.
I understand. That's
right?
why when they tell me that somebody ran me out,
No.
I don't know who they're talking about. But
Well,
I've been doing what you're
no,
saying.
but at the same time, it can be very hard for somebody who's very small to wave down a large creator, right? And so just with the algorithm, the way the algorithm works, that can be hard, right? And so you have to slowly reach up the and feel around and grab different hands and grab different creators, but you can also grab toxic creators, right? You can grab toxic creators that will make you regress. They'll they'll mess up your algorithm. Whatever the situation may be, they could just be, bad for business, or Mighty Mouse. They could end up being like Mighty Mouse and hurting anybody who associated with them, right? So I think that at the same time while that's happening, there's also a bunch of people moving in and out of being creators and participants and YouTube because people have fluid lives and people's priorities change as they move through life. If you get a better job that demands more of your time and you just can't be around, and now you have more responsibilities and you know what I mean? You see several people will move in and out of content creation. Some people will stop content creation for a while. They'll pivot it in a new direction. And so because of this, it's like a ladder system that's always moving and evolving. And so you kind of got to be nimble and move around. And you know what I mean?
Also, what I've noticed that people start with the crew and they're good for a couple months, blah, 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 and everybody starts rising little by little, each and one. And then next time you know, it gets to them to the point that they're like, oh, my friend, you just you're on the bus wagon or whatever, and then you're like, oh my God, what are you talking about? We started together. We're supposed to help each other, right? And next time you know, one's biting somebody's ass, and the other one's like, okay, I'm done. That's it. And then next time you know, it's like, what happened to everybody?
People have issues. You can generally find people. People come up together. And they do, and you'll find this. You can go find Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan, and there's like 3 or 4 of them, and they all kind of became not YouTube stars at the same time, but they came up through the same financial genre. And you see them together. They come up together. They do podcasts together the exact same way that we do. And these are people with millions of subscribers, and they've come up together. They found each other through YouTube, pivoted their channels together, and now their channels border each other the way that ours do, and so they show up on each other's videos and stuff like this. So there's absolutely
like when they come at me, they think I'm doing things to get my stuff that I'm getting, like interviews. Like right now I'm working on getting MB Writers zigzag because I talked to him. So yeah, I'm trying to get him on here. I'm trying to get different like characters on here, but I'm hesitating because people judge me. They think I go do like a show or something. I mean, to go do whatever I gotta get. I don't. It's called talking to people. Like it takes steps just to get to a certain point. You know what I mean? And it's overwhelming because I don't like being judged, but at the same time makes me like motivated to go do more stuff to prove people wrong. Mainly me to prove myself wrong that I'm capable of doing more than what I think I can.
Yeah, but that's just shit that people say on the internet.
That's why I don't pay attention. I make fun of it. Like people come at me, I make fun of myself. I don't do that.
Yeah,
I know what I am, and I know what I am. You know what I mean? And it's like I grow more. Like I'm gonna start coming out with more interviews. I gotta get OG Rome, and I'm gonna get like I told you, Zigzag from the MB Writers and other artists and stuff like that. But like I tell everybody before they come in, whatever you do, don't read the chat unless I tell you, hey, there's a question for you. Read it because I don't know what they're gonna come at me with. So don't worry about the background on that one. You know what I mean? But besides that, either we pre-record it or I do it live, either or, depending how it starts to be. Because when sometimes I'm doing interviews and they're like, they're telling me stuff on the chat, and people are looking at it, I'm like, don't look at the chat. So what I'm trying to do now is either I record them before, but if people want to meet them, they gotta give me, do I record it or do I, I'm gonna start doing a poll to see what's better. But besides that, it's like I'm gonna feel like doing like Frank mode. You know how Frank's doing just the once in a while, once in a great while actually. and just put content on, and then that's it. But I don't want to do that because I have a lot of content creators that I participate with, even though people don't know. But yeah, and I don't know, like it could get racial up in this bitch. I swear to God, I swear to God, it gets contradicting.
I would say keep making content, and then you can always just turn it off and make it private or whatever if it doesn't come out well, because repetition is how you become a master at something. So I've got well over 1,000 finished videos on the internet, and I'm sure 300 of them are crap. You know what I mean? But that's how you get good. You know what I mean? That's how you get good, and that's what
I'm gonna start Photoshop class this summer. Like in 3 weeks, I'm gonna start the Photoshop class. But I need a computer to tell me what computer is best for all this, because I have no idea.
And it's very important. And the reason it's important is because if you're going to take Photoshop class, you're going to take Premiere Pro class. And so what you need is a computer that will run Premiere Pro. Not you don't need to be worrying about a computer that'll run Photoshop. We need one.
No, that's why I'm asking you, because I need a computer that is going to run all the programs from photos to images and graphics. So I got you.
Your cheapest route is going to be, honestly, is probably going to be a desktop. If you can buy a laptop if you want, it's going to be an expensive laptop. If you want it.
Well, I have an Acer, but the screen broke. My son, that Acer has a lot of memory that I'm like still surprised it's still alive. You could burn CDs still on that one, and that's my main one that I use. But I need to fix it. It won't turn on. My daughter, I don't know what the hell she did to it, but it still works. I know it works.
Yeah.
But I'd rather buy a new one. So, because I already tried taking everything with a separate screen, and it works. But I'm gonna buy a better one.
I'll say this: if you want, I'll tell you like this: if you want to buy a computer, a desktop computer, you can get a desktop computer that run Premiere Pro for like $600. If you want to buy a laptop that's going to run Premiere Pro, at least 800 to 1,000.
Okay, because I'm gonna get paid for my cachet, and I could probably get both. That's what I'm asking you, because I'm doing some my grades
No, if you can afford it like that, you want to get a really nice personal computer.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking you.
Yes, that I'll help you whenever that's
time. Because I need to do that.
I'm very good with that. Don't make the.
That's why I'm asking you, because I know you're good at that. Don't make the
what you call without me, because they're specific. You need, for one thing, you need video RAM. You need 32 gigs of RAM. Period. We're not going less than 32 gigs of RAM, and you want to have extra video RAM. You need a video card. At the end of the day, you have to have an external video card.
It's kind of making it a custom-made kind of computer, because I know that you have to custom-made it in a little bit.
A little bit. It's gonna have to have some extra RAM in it, and it's gonna have to have a video card in it. Not a super expensive one.
No, I know what you mean. I've had those before, yeah. And then I want to. I think I'm gonna end up doing them, since I already know a little bit of it, how to do fixing and how to do like thumbnails and all that. I'm trying to see if I can better myself by making it more movable. You know how right now on YouTube, I don't know if you guys noticed, you press on the circle and they're doing it like Facebook and Instagram. There's a story. Press the circle. If it's red, you could do stories on your YouTube. You didn't know that? I just noticed that yesterday and the day before. Last week I seen it, but I was like, nah, I'm tripping. My daughter told me, press the thing. It's a story. It's like YouTube. YouTube became Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
I barely noticed that. Let me see if I can do it on one of them so you can see what I mean. Because I was wondering, she showed like, look at it. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can do it. Hold on.
Choco, what at? The farther we get outside of the Project Monarch MK Ultra box, we all are.
They don't have to be on a live. They just have to have the circle on the
On the what?
It only has the circle around the. You know how we are a circle when we're on the YouTube. It has a little like a light on it. Like I'll show you. I'm trying to find it, but I saw one earlier and I just remember like this one. Look, this one has like a red. You see that?
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that do?
Look, it's a light thing. Look. See, it's the story. Look. You saw that?
Yeah.
So whenever you see the light is either red or whatever color they have, you press it and it has this life thing, this story thing. Look, so it's like, what the hell? It takes you to the story. It's trippy.
Okay.
So now YouTube has another thing. I gotta figure out how to use that. That's so dope. I was having a lot of woohoo studies with it. So they made another thing now. YouTube has updated a lot of things without us knowing. But like I was telling you, what do you think about all this? Do you think that the YouTube has united or has actually like little by little destroyed everybody? Like fighting and racism and judgmental stuff and degradation and all that. What do you think about all that?
I think you'll find what you're looking for if you go on the internet. I think that the Google is a very good search engine. It's actually the YouTube search engine is actually the second biggest search engine in the world.
But at times it's not accurate though. It's kind of like tells you some false stuff. So it's like because I go in every type of way I can research things, and I noticed a lot of like not coordinating.
Is there false information on YouTube? Yes. That's not has nothing to do with the size of the search engine. Reload site. Hold on, what the hell is going on here? Cancel that. If you are looking for things that are gonna piss you off, or if you're looking for racism, or whatever you're looking for, you'll find it if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for divisiveness, if you're looking to troll people, that's what you're gonna find. If you don't really participate in it, and you don't, you know what I mean? So that's what I would say, is that you're going to find what you're looking for. If you bring positivity, you put out positivity into YouTube, generally positivity is going to come back, right? Not always. It's not 100%, you know. And it's all a learning curve. We all learn and evolve and decide, you know, oh, we mess with this person, we don't mess with this person. You know, maybe we build the relation. I had people that I started with. He just moved on. He just doesn't do his channel anymore. The very first dude who ever brought me on his channel just doesn't do his channel anymore. He went and got a master's degree and doesn't do it anymore. Things like that happen, you know. Like I said, it evolves. YouTube evolves.
What do you think of the benefits and drawbacks? Like when you approach something, anything topic that you're doing, like what do you think about that?
The benefits and drawbacks of approaching a topic. Well, I have to think about it all the time because I cover gangs. So I have to think about what I'm saying. The videos that I make are about gangs a lot of the times, crime and things of this nature. So I have to be really careful.
Hi.
Look at both sides of a topic. Because remember that the internet did a really cool thing in that we live in an age where we have access to more information than the history of humankind, right? But the internet brought us all together, but then these algorithms put us all in these silos, right? So if you start search, it used to be Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everyone was on the same internet, right? But then if you search for one Republican thing, now you're in all these Republican algorithms, and it puts you in these silos, right? To where, just try it. Google search one thing, and all of a sudden it's going to pop up on your feed. Mm-hmm. What you have to do is think about the opposite side, right? So like I make a lot of videos about like, you know, political stuff, whatever. So I have to look at what the woke idiots are saying and the far right idiots are saying, right? Always think about the topic and think about what the opposite people are saying and look at that too. That usually keeps you grounded. As much as you might disagree with whatever is being said, right? You have to at least consider the other point of view to be as unbiased as possible. But people only want to hear what they want to hear now, to the point where telling them anything other than their narrative is offensive these days. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, no, there's just people who disagree. Like there might be someone who's really, really, really pro-cop that looks at Gangish's channel and goes, oh, you know, fuck him. You know, he's all about this crime and rah, rah. Instead of actually saying, look, like, he's just reporting from the streets. You know what I'm saying? And anyone who's smart, who might be pro-cop, would look at his channel and say, all right, well, I can understand what's going on over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like Gangish will actually talk about the police and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not, opposite the police, but people might take his content as that. Mm-hmm. So you could look at what he's doing what some pro pop channels doing, and then come to a better understanding. But people don't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So I don't know,
Like,
man. What's that?
like you said, people don't want to hear. Well, either people do want to hear things that they disagree with, so they can yell at the person on the screen.
Yeah,
There's
they're looking for stuff to.
Yeah, there's
Just
people
you.
like that, or they just don't want to hear it. And
Yep.
and the crazy thing is that the internet is, and I have a feeling this has something to do with the growth, the slow growth that I've had on my channel. The internet wants you to be as far to the right as possible, or as far to the left as possible,
Facts.
or
Yeah.
it wants you to be just extreme, non-flinching ideologue that just drives in one direction, and
Yeah.
they'll follow you. And I just can't do it. I don't got it in me. I've never been able to. You know what I mean?
So what do you think about like anthropology, like on YouTube? Like, remember Vegas got mad and goes, "What does that got to do with anthropology?" Remember? What do you think of anthropology, like YouTube, a platform of social commentary and analyzing population and social commentary
Well,
channels?
it is because you can find everything from retired college professors to actual anthropologists that have gone through the jungles. They all put stuff on YouTube. There's sources from all over now. Like let's just say that you're gonna let's take something like fixing cars, right? There might be some rare car, some friggin' French roadster you have. You can find a guy on YouTube now that fixes that thing. So there's so much information. Anthropology is just one other topic now that you can find. You just have to look at the source, right? And say, is this person talking about anthropology legit? I can look this person up, see what their credentials are, and fact check this person in real time. You know what I'm saying? So the information is there. It's just up to you, me, Gangish, everyone else, to actually have the responsibility of making sure that the information that we're taking in is correct. But I don't believe that there's ever too much information, right? Because once they start limiting information, we're screwed. You know what I'm saying? Because if nothing's really going on, then no one cares what's out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you ever so for instance, I'm a big World War II buff, right? I love World War II. It's one I studied it. I have even though my master's is in public policy, I can teach history. Like I'm that into it, right? But there's stuff that I found, these documentaries and lectures on World War II, stuff that I didn't even know. I've been studying it for 20 years. There's always new things that you can find out. You just got to make sure that the person is not full of it. You know what I'm saying? You're good.
This Puffy,
Yeah.
I forgot about this, dude. But I kind of pride myself on finding really good academics that are just about their shit, and they don't they no political spin. I really like academics that don't have political spin.
But you notice that academics that don't have political spin don't end up on the news and everything. You know what I'm saying? They don't get as much shine as those
It
ones.
gets to be put away and hidden from us.
Well, the man on your screen right now is one of the world's leading anthropologists on the Middle East, on tribes throughout the Middle East. This guy was the professor emeritus of anthropology at Boston College for about a decade. He's absolutely brilliant. I've wrote several papers off of this man, and his scholarship is absolutely amazing. This is the best anthropologist I've ever found to use for a source. His name's Thomas Barfield. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Are you looking?
Let me screenshot it so I can get the name of it.
Thomas Sowell's cool. He's dope.
Yeah.
No, we're screenshot like, okay,
Check him
this
out.
one's cool too. Oh my
You know,
god.
Thomas Sowell's an economist, but he's done a lot of work about the Black community and basically saying, look, like this foolishness, a lot of it is the fact that there's no fathers in the home, and that was there's a lot of things that the government did to break the Black family and the Black community up under the guise of trying to help us out. But you never see, he's been debunking all these myths about this victimhood in the black community for years, but he never gets on the news. He never gets on any, and the man is a genius. If you check out any of the Thomas Sowell's books, Sowell, if you want to see some anthropological studies on modern black community, it'll blow your whole mind because it destroys the whole narrative that blacks are. Oh, we're all victims, and oh my gosh, it's just, you know what I mean. And the fact that he's saying stuff that goes against the popular narrative, you will never see him on MSNBC or CNN or any of those channels. So
Yeah, I've been following Thomas Sowell pretty much since I found YouTube. He was one of the first ones I found on YouTube. And he really is an amazing man. Very, very brilliant man who's been speaking out for 40, 50 years now. Has videos all the way back in the 70s, debates in the 70s.
And giving actual solutions. That's another thing to consider too. To lady, I forget your name. Is a person. If you look at anyone that's lecturing, right, and they're talking about issues, what are the solutions? Because a lot of people, they want to get on YouTube or whatever and just talk about the problem, and they don't want to talk about the solutions. Or ask a person that's trying to tell you stuff. Okay, well, so you've identified this issue. What would you do to fix it? Or like the guy that
I tried that, so I kind of know what you're talking about, because I try to like. I'm gonna use Vegas. Sorry, Vegas. I'm sorry. But every time I try to do something, Vegas was like, "Why? What do you want to talk?" There's no right answer for that. Then I'm gonna look like the bad guy. Remember, he was getting all offensive. Like people don't know how to answer some questions, so they start getting offensive, or they start getting like, "Are you trying to come at me? Do you want something to happen?" It's like the controversy starts, the arguing starts. It's like, "Oh my God, I didn't mean it to happen like this. This is part of life, and it's part of anthropology that people don't know about, and they're just like avoiding the talk about." You know what I mean?
Well, you have to speak about things carefully these days, and if you haven't spent time, I've spent a lot of time thinking about racism. I spent a lot of time researching slavery in general and the history of racism and slavery.
I found out a lot of things that I didn't even know. It's overwhelming. Now I know why they had it secret.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's more. Trust me, there's more. And so. What was your question? I forget what the fuck your question was.
God damn, we're all into the combo. I forgot myself. It's like,
yeah. I don't remember what the question was.
Hey, what's about the benefits of throwbacks on your topics and stuff like that?
No, she was saying that there are times where you're trying to talk about solutions, you get to points in conversations where people get offended.
Oh, like Vegas. Yeah.
Look, like my class. The questions
so if you
are
haven't
so
done a lot of thinking about the situation and you don't have your ideas set, it can be a dangerous topic to just wade into and just start winging it. You know what I mean? And just start saying random stuff. So if you're not ready to answer the question, I would say that's probably a good idea to not.
Look, I'm going to ask him the questions that I was asking. Look, I asked, what do you think about your race? What do you think about your race?
Who, me or him? Who are you talking about?
It don't matter. Whoever wants to answer.
I don't care. This is what I know. Since 23andMe has started and since we were able to sequence the Neanderthal genome, we now know that race does not exist as we thought that it did. We thought before that if your mother was 100% Italian and your father was 100% Irish, that you came out 100% or 50% Italian and 50% Irish. That's not true. This is why some children come out the spitting image of their father. It's because they're 90% Irish and 10% whatever their mother was. Okay, so if you just think about numbers and then extrapolate that out through generations of time, that means that what we think of as race does not exist. We had it wrong. We've been breeding with each other for hundreds of thousands of years, and we just really didn't understand. And after we sequenced the Neanderthal genome, we then found another hominid up in the Andes called the Denisovans. So there's a whole nother type of human that we just found a couple years ago. We found out that these are the humans that are responsible for the gene that allows these people to work 14-hour days 16,000 feet in the air on the side of the Himalayan mountains, right? These people have a gene in them that has been passed down from a different humanoid that we bred with. Okay, that's since in 2010 we sequenced the Neanderthal genome. By 2012 we had found another hominid that we are descended from. We're gonna keep finding these. This is gonna keep happening. So what we think of as race is wrong. We don't have it.
Okay.
But also race isn't what really separates people as much as it's ethnicity and culture.
Do you?
Right?
Oh, that's the second question they asked us. Do you think culture? I mean, race and ethnicity are the same thing? Because some people do think it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. Because you go to Uganda, they're the Hutus and the Tutsis that were both black as fuck, killing each other in the same country. You know what I'm saying? You go about all the Hispanics, right? All the Asians, right? Where like, you know, they're all Asian, but they're different cultures and ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? And those are the differences. Like I said, I'm black, but I've never been to Africa. My family's black, American. My great grandparents were slaves, but then my homeboy's Ethiopian, and we're completely different. You know what I'm saying? So I believe most of the conflicts come from ethnicity and culture and not race. But in America, think of this. I said this once before. America, we have a very unique view of race. Because Americans, anyone who comes here and is a citizen is an American. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic. But if you go to Norway, everyone's Norwegian. If you go to Puerto Rico, Cuba, everyone's Cuban. So we have a different version, a different view of race that's not applicable anywhere else. Everywhere else, it's culture. You know what I'm saying? And not just race. So that's like three different things. So for instance, in Australia, black, if you call someone black, when they say black, they mean the Aborigines and not black people, because ain't no black people in Australia. You know
okay, then there's also the question that, do you think you were born a certain race and gender, or do you think it was picked for you? Because now they're mixed. They say cultures are mixing and this and that. So what do you think about that?
I think you are, so whatever society looks at you as first, right? Because I know kids, look.
Are you colorblind, or you look for the color?
Well, color we always see first. Scientifically, we see gender first, and then we see color. Because you see that this person's male or female, and then you see that they're black. Actually, some studies say you see color first and then gender. But it's how you act on that's the issue. But we look at patterns. That would be like saying, there's two dogs. One is a Rottweiler, a big ass, scary ass Rottweiler, and the other one's a Chihuahua. Do you not see color there? Like, well, no, one's a fucking Rottweiler. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how our brains work. And people are the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna, the dude's 5'1" in Chinese, another dude's 6'9", homeboy. What am I? It's gonna be a different thing if they run up on me in an alleyway. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we need to accept the fact that we're different and celebrate those differences. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't just we're not the same. We never will be, but we can get along and share the earth just fine. You know?
What do you think about the old ways and the new ways about racism? Do you think it's still in the, well, I know it's in the community, but like I'm saying, in the low key mode, or it's coming out more like that, like outbursts and stuff?
Well, racism's always been there because the majority is the majority, and they get treated a certain way, and minorities are minorities. Every place the majority wants to stay the majority. That's just the way it works. Now, it might be the majority based on culture. It might be the majority based or race. Here we have race and culture. We kind of swap, but racism is never going away. That's why we're like blacks, Hispanics. We're minorities. We can be expect to be treated equally under the law, right? But we are not quote unquote normal by the standards, because because we're not the
Do
majority.
you believe that like now you know how they started select, we can now get elect a president that's a different culture or whatever. What do you think about that? Do you think they're just doing it for the world to like just be, oh, okay, we're all gonna be equally treated now, we could all be president, not just the whites or just, you know what I mean? What do you think about all that?
I think that the people who run and get elected who are black or whatever, like politics, and back in the 80s, when 70s and 80s, when like a lot of blacks got into politics, all of us blacks were running around, hallelujah, things are gonna change. We're gonna have white slaves, right? But what happened? Nothing. And now all these women and LGBTQRSTUVs are getting elected. And they're like, hallelujah. Nothing's going to change. Because in order to make it in politics, you got to be a piece of shit. A selfish piece of shit. And your race.
You got to toe the line.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that doesn't matter.
Yep. You got to toe the line. Even
You
if you're a good politician, it don't matter. And the good politicians will tell you that because the system's fucked.
It takes a bad person to be a good politician.
Yeah, that's true. You take a bullshitter to be the best bullshitter and be the president. What do you think about anthropology in YouTube? Do you see it? Do you don't see it? Or there's a lot of controversy about it and people take it to another level?
Well, if you're talking about
because it's behavior, it's interactions, all that. So what do you see?
It's anthropology happening in real time.
Yeah.
So this is an anthropological study that is playing out in real time.
Yeah, but anthropology though. Here's the thing. YouTube is about, I want to say, 2 to 4 years ahead of mainstream society. I would say about 3 to 5, right? Think about it. When Big Herc and what is it? His channel, Prison Talk, and then Lockdown 23 and 1, and all the Gangish's whole area talking about prisons. That got big. It's on mainstream now. They talk about more prison stuff, but that was on YouTube. What? Again, it's 5 years ago is when a lot of those channels blew up, right? The whole red pill men's space or whatever. That's been around for the last 5 or 6 years, and now you hear about Andrew Tate and all of them on the news. YouTube is always about, I would say, 3 to 5 years ahead of CNN.
And it's like The Simpsons. They predict everything before it happens, so they know how to vary how to sections and stuff like that.
So you think in 3 years you'll be talking about the red pill on Fox News?
What's that?
Do you think in 3 years you'll be talking about the red pill on Fox News?
I think that the red pill stuff started about, I want to say, 2018, and then during 2021, during the cough, it took off, right? And now you actually see, they were talking about the marriage rates going down, Dave's Bridal shutting down, double the amount of young men.
Yeah, like a lot of things that they used to say back in the day, like they say California was gonna separate from the states or something because of the earthquakes or whatever. Supposedly little by little, and then stuff like a lot of things that they said in the back is coming back. Like my kid's grandma, she used to say that every 100 years, the world will go back to where it started, and it starts again. Like the whole like different ways though.
There's just topics that you see in the mainstream media now that were being talked about on YouTube years ago. From
and it was like being called bigoted. It was being called hateful and all the red pill man's rights stuff. And now you'll what's his name was on Dr. Phil, wasn't he? Homeboy debated Dr. Phil. Homeboy with the ponytail, Rollo.
Yeah, Rollo.
Yeah.
He was on.
Yeah, and it's starting to now creep in. You're starting to see some of the figures now creep into the mainstream.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels on a Future video right before he died. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, like, always look at, like, if you want to study people, things like YouTube and stuff are always the place to see what's coming down the pipeline. Like this plant moms thing. Have you heard of this? I did a video about that.
No, I never heard of it. I'm like, what?
How they have dog moms and cat moms, because all of these women are like trying to like not get married, have kids, so like they like buy dogs, right?
Well, yeah, like the cat lady in the
now they have plant moms.
Now they're whoring anything they can be whored.
Yeah, there's a woman, she wrote an article saying, why is it that as a dog mom that I can't get the same days off and treatment
Like
that an
the lady in
actual
the
mom
shoe.
does at work. She's trying to say, like, if Gangish has kids and he has to go home and call in sick for
Yeah.
his kids, she should be able to do the same thing with her dog. And now plant moms, you go over to a woman's house and she's got like 80 plants and she treats them like her children and thinks that she should be able to call in sick if her plant dies.
So like my daughter, she used to tell me, I only have kids and they're my fur babies, which were dogs. One's a deaf dog and the other one's a little dog. Now she's pregnant. I thought you said no babies, that you had your fur babies, because she thought about fur babies better than a kid. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there
know
you
what you
go.
mean.
But yeah, you see it more and more and more now, and I just think that we have access to more information than we've ever had in the
Only that
history of
it's not talked
anything.
about, huh? Like it's
Yeah,
not put out there. Everybody, it's like it is, but in a way, it's just like regular talk to everybody. Like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
think some of the things that he's touching on though is like, I can remember college professors. I had a college professor tell me one time, and you could tell she was bitter about it. She was talking about going home to her dog,
Yep.
and she was not a bad-looking woman. I'm sure she was in her 50s, but she was still in shape and the whole 9 yards, and she was single, and she was a feminist. She was single, and not very nice, very smart, but not very nice, and I got to know her after a while. We actually ended up attending one of the same classes. She was a college professor, but we were taking one of the same classes. And I got to talk to her several times, and she was very, she was bitter.
There's a question for you guys.
She was
Look,
bitter about her life. You know what
Vegas
I mean?
wants to know if you guys got snatched by aliens.
What?
Read a Vegas question.
Yeah.
And then go to Misty. Misty says she's gonna be wilder in 3 days. I want to know why and how and what's going on. What did I know? No, I need to know. I need to know why so wild.
Wilder
But-
in 3 days.
Yeah, she was telling. Look, they're fighting. I'm just kidding. Hey, Vegas is going wild on us, and we didn't even notice. So, what do you think about the whole like political thing? Do you think there's a lot of like controversy, like? And then they say there's war and there's no war, and then there's I don't know.
I wouldn't
No,
even
not that
say-
question, not that question. No, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like in the YouTube, a lot of their own people, like their own cultures, fighting. Like instead of being united, like how they're supposed to be friendly with each other.
People fight with each other. That's just normal.
Yeah.
That's human nature.
That's how it
People
works.
bicker. They're fickle.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, I got a dictionary of 25 words coming from you, Vegas, around the YouTube. I've learned that I got a definition from trolling. They didn't even know what the hell was trolling when I went to class. They go, what the hell's a troll? Oh, you'll find out soon. So I got to do the trolling ones, and I got to do all the definitions, because I got to switch it from the regular words to like I got to sound it up in a different direction so I won't get strike. So yeah, I got definitions of the same words, but yeah, differently.
You say conflict.
Yeah.
Like
Conflict.
conflict, meaning okay. I go around the YouTube. Oh, shout out to Envy. Envy showed me the streets and stuff. I'm learning with Envy. Envy taught me a lot, and I learned a lot. Like people are against. Some people are against their own culture. Like it's trippy. Like I've never seen that in my life. I've never seen controversy with like their own cultures. Like I see people. Like I told you, I saw people calling the cops on, doing all kinds of stuff, but they were fighting like they couldn't. I didn't understand. I was confused.
But it depends. Because, so for instance, I'm black, and I don't toe the whole Democrat victimhood line. So people say that I'm against my own culture, right? Because
and some call the people that are mixed. They call them light skinned or something. I don't know. I learned a lot of vocabulary or something.
No, the derogatory term we have for mixed people is light bright.
There you go. I was trying to figure it out.
I didn't make it up, right?
and some people think it's a bad word, like the N word. And I'm like, well, why do you guys? He's still black, though. I don't understand. And then they try to explain to me what back in the day they considered people that were mixed, like not part of any culture. Like they were
it depends.
whatever.
Because in places like the UK and South Africa, they have an actual classification, a racial classification called mixed, right?
Oh,
so if you talk to a mixed race person in the UK, they will say mixed, and they legally have to check mixed. But in the United States, they did that was it one drop rule, right? Where if you're there's white and there's everything else. So I was tell mixed race people ain't no mixed race. You're either white or you're black. You might be light. You might think
Yeah.
you love your mama who's white. But rob a liquor store and see what
Like
they
my
say.
cousin,
What they
my
say.
cousin, she's Mexican, but she's like, I have kids with the white guy, so she calls them whitexicans and blackxicans when they're
Well,
mixed.
Yes,
And I'm like, what do you do that? What do you do that?
Throughout
but if they
time,
were to go to Mississippi, like rural Mississippi or like East Texas, they would know they were Hispanic. They wouldn't treat them like they're
well,
white.
check this out though. Check this out, right? Okay, I had a friend named Gilbert Sanchez, and he was born in the 50s. And Gilbert was dark as hell. He was a Chicano, right? Dark. Clearly not a white man. And he said, "You want to see something interesting?" I said, "What's up?" And he pulled out a copy of his birth certificate. He said, "You see that?" And it said he was white. And he was born in the 50s. And he said, back then, we had black and we had white.
What? Yep.
And my dad wasn't black. He sure wasn't going to say he was black. So he checked white. He said, "I'm white." And he's as Mexican as Gilbert Gonzalez. That was his name, Gilbert Gonzalez.
Yeah, I used to work at the VA, and I was sitting there eating in the cafeteria, and this like old guy, dude was like 90 something. He was cool as shit. He was there with his daughter. He sat down. He's like, "Hey son, can we sit down?" Sure. And the dude was a damn war hero. He's like, "Oh yeah, I was 16. I lied about my age, and I wanted to join the effort." And he was a radio person / gunner in a B-29, right? And he said, "Oh yeah, then I got shot down and spent the last year and a half of the war in the German POW camp." You know what I mean? And I'm like, what? This guy's like G.I. Joe over here, right?
Yeah.
He was mixed. He was Creole, so he was black, but he had green eyes, so people thought he was white.
Uh-huh.
And he had been in New Orleans, so he was still, but it wasn't until he got to the military, all the black troops had to sit in the back of the train, in the back of the plane, and then even the German soldiers got to sit in the front. And there he is sitting up front with the whites, and they didn't know he was black.
in New Orleans, in the French-controlled part of the country, they had a classification called gens de couleur libre. And these were the free people of color. And what these were people who they were the children of aristocrats and very beautiful black women, slave women. And they created, because that's how the French are, it created a whole class, a whole middle class of people, and they didn't want to see their children, the aristocrats didn't want to see their children in slaves at all. They were taken care of. The people were taken care of. And this is what created this class of people that came
and it's still there.
These beautiful people that came out of that area of the country that have all kinds of crazy colors. They're red and green and yellow, and their eyes are all kinds of crazy different colors. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well,
so where'd the albino come from? In other words,
that's genes.
Okay, I'm just asking because I've always wondered.
But here's the thing. You remember that the North Africans, that the Moors came and conquered Portugal, Spain, Greece, Italy, Albania. Why do you think they got curly hair and dark skin? Like the Italians have that long, thick hair.
They didn't take Italy. They took Sicily.
What I'm saying is that you ask a Spanish person or a Portuguese person if they're part African, and they're going to tell you hell no. But the last time I checked, there's mosques and all types of stuff in Portugal, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got that dark skin, Greek people too. They're like, "Oh no, we're not."
Okay,
yes,
then who picked who was what race and how it became a race? Like, how did you understand what I'm saying? Like, who said who was what and what? Yeah, I want to know.
Every culture classifies what their racial standards are.
Pretty much.
Okay, like I don't know if you know this, but the Japanese. There's a group of people that looks like Slavic that are native to the island of Japan.
I sometimes don't know who's Vietnamese, Japanese, whatever you call me. I don't know which one. I just see it's slanted eyes. That's all I see. So I don't know the
That's
difference.
because you got to be around them a lot. No. That's because you got to be around them a lot, and also too, like that a person's either Filipino, Cambodian, because they have darker skin. They're the same skin you as like a Hispanic. And remember, Filipinos speak Spanish too. You know, but me growing up on the West Coast, I can tell who's Korean and Japanese and Chinese or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then again, people say the same. Look, there's an exchange student in my class, and her name is Kimiko, and they were like, "So, Kimiko, so what's the hardest part about living in America?" Now that you're here, she's like, "I do not want to say." And it's like, what? She's like, "Well, all white people look alike to me."
Exactly. That's what I say about the people that are Chinese. I don't know if they're Vietnamese, Chinese, or Filipino or anything. And they look at me because I go, I don't know how to tell you what race are you, because they're like, oh, it's okay. We get this all the time. I'm like, well, yeah, but you still don't answer me what you are. You know, it's like, oh, yeah.
But I was gonna say earlier though, when you talk about getting in discussions with people, they have to come into the discussion in good faith. They can't assume that if you ask a dumb question, because in order to get to know people, you got to ask stupid questions, right? If I ask you, what ethnicity are you, or are you Chinese and Japanese, or whatever, don't assume that I'm trying to insult you. And this new generation assumes that everyone's trying to insult everyone all the time.
That's what I mean. Like when I start asking questions, they're like, I don't know how to answer because they're gonna think I'm racist, or I don't know the right answer from the wrong answer. I'm like, I don't know either. It is what it is. I can't tell you. That's just
talk to them then. You know what I'm saying?
Vegas, he said not to talk to you, Vegas. No, I'm just playing.
No. I talked to Vegas. I'm saying in general though, because look, I'm an extrovert. I talk to everyone, and I think that it could come across that I talk to people in good faith. Right? I don't mean any harm. I'm just trying to learn. And when people ask me questions, look, I always think that it's funny because you probably have those friends of yours that are white and they forget that you're not white, and they say things to you and you're like,
I have people come up to me thinking I don't speak English. Like you can see the big, we call it a nopal on the forehead. That's what Mexican people say when they think that they're not, you know. My mom goes, I don't know, they don't see the nopal on your forehead. Like okay, mom, stop saying that. Like, oh my God.
I've had friends of mine that have forgotten that I'm black, and they'll just say some like stuff that like just something that's just ignorant. You're like
my soon to be 18-year-old. He says he was fucking happy. He was like, Mom, I became part of the black community in school, and I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, they all think I'm black, and they make me say that I'm black, and I'm like, you did a pledge or what? You know what I mean? But he was excited
membership card
because he's like, I'm part of the black history over here at the school, and I'm like, but why? You're Mexican. And then my 10-year-old, after he heard him say that, he goes, am I Mexican? He's white as hell. He goes, am I Mexican? Are you sure? I look more like a white guy. I'm like, oh, now everybody's gonna pick the race. I'm like, I don't know where they get it from. So
he wants to be the white one.
He wants to be the white one. And I tripped out, and I'm like, cookies and cream up in the room, huh?
Here. When he gets older, have him apply for all the mortgages. Have him drive everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
And I laugh because you know why he got that idea? Because before the grandma passed away, I started laughing because she used to come over here and she used to tell him, did you know that if I were to say I was Mexican back in the day, I would get rejected by everybody around me because the white skin, not the culture, the white skinnier you were, the better privileges you had. I was like, huh? Yeah, you would eat at better places. You would be able to enter anywhere like nothing. And if you went to your own race, which was Mexican or whatever race, but you were white, they disowned you like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
I think that it's funny. Oh, Gangish.
No, go ahead.
If you guys, once you see this, you can unsee it. All the mixed girls and light-skinned black girls, they're the most blackety black, the black, wearing an ankh and an eye of Ra.
The white girls are the most, and they talk like this. I have friends that do that. I make fun of them.
They are the most
don't do the shit. Move on.
Black. And I think it's because they feel like they have to prove themselves. You know what I'm saying? They have to prove
and they got the moves. They do everything like them. I trip out on that. You're right on that. Then I see some black people trying to be Mexican with the cowboy hats. Over here, you see all that. You see them dancing the Mexican corridos and bumping the corridos. And I'm like, you all right? Are you
like a rhinestone cowboy.
Yeah, we were laughing about that. They do all that. It's part of their nature. It's because wherever you get raised at, like over here's a lot of Mexicans and blacks. There's a lot of that. But in certain towns here, like the main town where I live at, it's nothing but white people.
Whoever's playing music, they're gonna. That's copyright. I would turn that off.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That like there's a lot of I know how I was like, what the hell is going on? But anyway, the thing was that the right here there's a lot of Mexicans. Anybody can speak English and Spanish. Some just understand it but don't speak it, and they're Mexican. You're like, what the hell? Your mama talks to you Spanish all day long. What's going on? Where are the
My
Mexicans gonna go? You know what I mean? And there's people that act. We act black sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. You get
okay.
that going all day
Yeah,
long. I'm telling you, my son thinks he's black. And it's trippy because they treat us like we're normal, but if we go somewhere else and talk like we talk to them here, you trip out
yeah.
because they're looking at us like, what the hell? Is he trying to
And
mock me or is he
some
trying to,
Look,
yeah,
I get
something
that.
else?
look.
I get that all the time. People look at me and say, "Yo, you Puerto Rican or you
Oh, they thought I was
Dominican?"
Puerto Rican too. And I'm like, no.
Oh, yo. Oh, I get that all the time. But when I tell them, "Yo, I'm white," I'm Italian. You know what I'm saying? I also got other people asking me like, "Oh, when you go for job application, what do you check? Do you check white or Caucasian?"
Yeah, that's a good thing to talk about. Like, some people don't
We
even
do
know.
have
Hey,
in our blood. That's why
but you
we got
notice,
dog hairs and like it's a mix in the blood.
yeah,
You know what I'm
Yeah, a lot of
saying?
people go by
So
what people look like. That's the trippy part.
yeah, but you notice that they still have Middle Eastern and white in the same category. You notice that? White
Yeah,
Middle Eastern? Why? Why do you guys think? Guess why?
because of the ancestors.
No,
Like,
because if they put
they
Middle
don't come out to
Eastern
the
as a
sun. I'm just kidding.
category, that would mean
Yeah.
Jesus isn't white.
Oh, okay, I get you. I get you.
Think
Yeah.
about that. Think about
Because
it. If
supposedly
ever,
Eva, even and what's his name are white, right? Supposedly, according to the books.
what's that?
So
Well,
that even in the Adam
yeah,
and
like
Eve
he's
were white,
Jewish.
supposedly
He's
according.
white. Yeah.
That's
well,
how do we all become dark because of the sun?
No,
in the
no.
Bible,
That's not what the Bible says. No.
it says
I
that.
don't know. I don't
The
know. I'm
Bible
asking.
the Bible describes hair of wool and skin of bronze.
Yeah, yep. And then
No.
and then Saul said, I am black but comely. So either way, you read that as Jesus and all of them had darker skin.
Yes.
So there's
Oh, okay.
people there now have darker skin, right?
Who
And
has
Yeah.
hair? Who has hair of wool?
yeah.
Not me, shit. Look, we're
people
dying. It stands by
have-
stand.
yeah. Who else has hair of wool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but my friend John, he's Indian. But he's tall and he got this deep voice, you know what I'm saying? Everyone thinks he's black, but he's Indian. Like his family's from India. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
That's
he's
what I'm
a
saying.
teacher.
Everybody judges people for their color of their skin or the way they look. They think
But it's not.
they're
But
something
the
they're not.
thing
That is absolutely true. That's the first
yeah. But
thing
the
they
thing
go
is,
by is what you
but
look
it's what
like.
you do with it, though. But it's what you do with it, though. So, for instance, I don't have any negative bias, right? But I know. So, for instance, that if I'm dealing with for instance, if I'm a big black guy which I am, and
I'm recording it.
and
Tell
there's
them they're asking if I have pen or paper. Sorry. Go ahead.
and there's a white woman on an elevator by herself at night, I'm gonna be like, I don't want this white woman who looks white and small trying to call the cops on me, trying to say that I'm not trying to attack her. So I'm gonna take the next elevator. You know what I'm saying? We all judge each other based on looks, but we should still treat each other with common courtesy.
Yo,
You know what I'm
listen, let
saying?
me tell you something. The minute they hear me talk, they could tell I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I let the slang
Yeah,
out,
that's
they
why
look
they.
at
That's
me
what they say. That's what they said. The accent gives you away. But me, not even the
like,
accent. They always think I don't speak no English. Me no speak
oh,
no Nintendo. So
you
it's like,
know,
what the hell?
yeah, they see the skin color, they see the glasses. They're like, he's white boy. But as soon as I start talking, it's like, then they start getting confused. They're like, oh, are you this? Are you that? And then when I give them the answer, they can't believe it.
Well, my homeboy, he's
What
from
are you
East.
posing for us? Like,
My
No,
homeboy's
for
from
real
East
though, like,
Texas,
that's-
and his wife. What's that?
that's when all the questions come out, bro. Like, are you this? Are you that? I ain't gonna lie what the fuck I am. I am what I am.
What? So my homeboy is from
Hey,
East Texas.
he
You know what I'm
reminded me of
saying?
Dr. Seuss. I am Sam. I am. Yeah.
But my homeboy is from East Texas, right? And he's white as white can be, and his wife is from Poland, right? So she's got this thick Polish accent, you know what I'm saying? And he said, look, even though she looks white, he goes, when you come to my hometown, people aren't gonna think you're normal because you're foreign, right? So sure enough, she didn't believe him. When they went to Tyler, where he's from, every time she would start talking, everyone's staring at her funny, like, who are you? She went from like regular white person to like other than. She might as well have been black or Hispanic or whatever, yeah, because she's
Yo,
different.
you want to bug out? Listen, my man and his brother, right? Dave and his Steven, one looks, I swear to God, they're Puerto Rican, but one looks like fucking like Indian Guyanese, and the other one is red-headed with freckles, bro.
Nice.
And they are straight up Puerto Rican. That shit bugs me the fuck out, bro. I'm like, yo, y'all got some shit, yo. I don't know what happened, like 100 years ago in y'all line, but they get picked on a lot, bro. They do. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because,
man.
like you said, in World War II and all that shit, there was a lot of raping going on. In Italy, there was, we had Africans right across the street. So it's like, it's a bunch of this and that, bro. But who gives a fuck? Like, we all human, bro.
Yeah, we are. And that's just the thing about America, man. People always talk bad about America, but think about the diversity we have here. That's why we always win in the Olympics. Because we got the Chinese niggas who play ping pong. We got the black dudes America,
but they want to come here.
Straight up. Fact. Straight up, dude. That's what I said. All these people. Oh, Gangish, yo. You see the video that I did about Brittany Griner all of a sudden standing for the national anthem? Yo, the gulag will do that.
Like, I was actually having a conversation, like, the whole thing with the N-word. Like, over here, I get a pass for it. Certain people, they don't like it that I say it, though. But, yo, they call me that shit, and look at what the fuck color I am. Like, and people, they don't get that. And I'm trying to tell them, like, it's how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I grew up. I'm not trying to be anything. You could call me wigger. I'd rather you call me a wigger because that's actually more.
What is that?
You never heard of a wigger?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be asking.
Okay, listen. Wigger is a white person trying to be black. That's what a wigger is.
Yeah,
a wigger that is trying to be black. You understand? All three of my nephews are half black by blood because I'm 33 and I stayed in the Bronx my whole life.
Uh-oh.
We lost you, Frank.
Gang, you still there?
Yeah, I'm there. Are you there?
That's weird. Yeah.
Peekaboo, are you there? Peekaboo.
Hold on.
Knock.
There we go.
I get along more with with the other races than my own race. That's just what it is. I don't know why. Huh? I get along more with the other race than my own race, and that's just what it is. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I get along with
behavior. I'm gonna tell your wife to hide that cowboy hat from you again. Mm-hmm.
I just
won't
don't
do the
like
bandito dance outside that she don't want you to do.
Close-minded
Thunder
people.
from down under. Timmy, little Timmy.
I just don't like closed-minded
Vegas,
people.
You come up. I know you got tired of the same talk. I know. We should change the topic thing. You want to change the topic? Gangish is like, oh, hell no.
Well,
But
you know
you
that
know what? Like when I
they
go
include.
across the bridge, from across the bridge, you need to stay your ass across the bridge. That's why I stay over here. But also, you also got certain black people that be like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. You don't belong here. So it's like I'm kind of like I'm stuck in
You're
the
like
middle
in,
type.
yeah, I was gonna say that you're stuck in the middle because like
I,
people don't
and
know
I
how.
said,
You get raised
look,
a certain way. Wait, you get. Sorry about that. I would have talked about. You were raised a certain way growing up with people. That's the way you act is the way you're getting raised around who you're getting raised, and you think it's okay. In some places, it's not okay. I noticed that. That
never.
that
I was never racist my whole life. Never.
no. I'm saying like wherever you get raised from little kid, you can have homies or white, black, whatever color you are, but you're raised with them, so you start speaking their slang, and you guys get them like mold into people that you're around. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm
And some
saying.
people
It's all
don't
about,
see that, and it's a trip.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like some people get offended when I say it, so I don't say it around. I just don't. I try to get it out of my vocabulary. I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying?
But
I
it's not
got
easy.
black.
I know what I'm telling you because my kid, I tell him if somebody older heard you saying how you talk to your friends
They'll
because you think
slap
you're
them.
one of them, woohoo,
They'll
boy, you
slap.
be getting the
Yeah.
I don't know you, mom, or
They'll
are
slap
you
them.
that
No, no, no.
because of their color.
They would have slapped them. I'm not gonna lie. They would have slapped. And they would have slapped me too. I probably would have got slapped more harder.
So you guys are more Puerto Rican than Dominicans, but there's hardly any Mexican over there. Like here, there's hardly any Dominicans and stuff like that. But we know when they're here. You know what I mean? Because of the language, the way they speak, and all that stuff.
Look, I got
Mhm.
everything over here.
Yeah. New
I got
York got
Puerto
everything,
Ricans,
man.
I got Dominicans, I got essays, I got all of them. And you want to know something? I'm cool with all of them.
Yeah,
They
man.
all got different dialects and shit, but guess what? I'm cool with every single one of them.
That's why I would say,
You
man,
good?
I'm too lazy to hate anyone. That's
Chilling?
too much work.
You crazy,
Imagine
yo.
hating a whole group of people. That's too much work. You know what I'm saying?
I just came home from work. Just give me a minute. I'm on the phone. I'll call.
But yeah, just like for Hispanic History Month, they have Brazilians. Brazilians are not Hispanic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They speak Portuguese. They're not Hispanic, but they live there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all
Well,
right,
they
y'all.
have yeah, they have some black. There's some black there.
No. The largest amount of blacks outside of Africa live in Brazil. What I'm saying is that the culture speaks Portuguese, so they're not Hispanic, and yet they put them in Hispanic History Month. And my homeboy's like, "Wait a minute, why are we in this month? I don't speak Spanish. I speak Portuguese." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
The
all right,
way
y'all.
they talk is amazing. Like I never hear that shit. Like it's like Spanish mixed with I don't even know what. Like
yeah, Brazilian Portuguese is cool.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you now.
But
Nobody knows
Portugal?
what race they are no more.
No,
Sometimes they're
no.
mixed.
Portuguese sounds terrible, but Brazilian Portuguese sounds good. But I remember because I have a lot of Brazilian friends, right? And my Portuguese, it's all right. But I remember I was in Ireland and this lady was speaking Portuguese, and I'm like, ugh, this don't sound right. So, all right, y'all, I got a dip. Y'all have a good one.
Puffy.
I was gonna tell him thank you, and he gone like Houdini. He lit
Puffy.
faster than
Puffy.
I say hi.
Puffy.
Yes,
Puffy.
sir.
Look.
Yes, sir. That's my name.
Look.
Yes.
Look.
Oh, let me see. Oh my God, he got a badass cat. Oh my God, what they called? What those cat? Those cat? Put him back. I'm gonna take a picture. What are they called? The leg? I don't even know what they're called. Lex. What are they called? What's the kind of cat?
Those are tabbies.
My friend has those. They look like mountain lions.
You want to see them? Look.
Let me see so I can take a picture. Oh my God, they're fatties. They're like Garfield fat. Turn them around because you move too fast. I'll take a picture. Send it to me.
Well, hurry up.
Oh, well, you don't show. There you go. Better picture. Thank you. Ah.
You want the other one?
Let me see. Oh, do they look the same?
Yeah, they're relatives.
Let me see. Oh my god, they're so cute. I'm an animaholic. I'm sorry. There you go. Got it. Thank you. I'll
You
let you
miss
go.
me?
I'll get off already because I know Gangish is like, God damn, they went overboard. That's fine. Damn, an
You
hour?
miss daddy? You miss daddy? I know
Thank
you
you,
do.
Gangish. You made my essay be easy. Everything, God. I gotta write. You know how many pages I have? I have 14 and a half
14 and a half what?
pages on my research paper. Plus videos, I got 45 videos on anthropology, like all that we were talking about earlier. And
Yo,
opinions and all that.
you gotta do something with your drawings. Like you gotta make us like you gotta make a whole like segment of all your drawings. Like seriously, I'm dying to see them. Like I see like little bits and pieces of them, but I'm just dying to see like you know the hard work that you do. Like I'm just dying to see that shit.
Well, I could do them on the lives, but it's like ever since people are criticizable now, I don't give a damn really. But you know what I mean? They put their 2 cents in
Oh,
it, and some of them get strike. Believe it or not, some of my drawings got strikes. I'm like, what the heck?
it's daylight where you at? Where are you?
Me, I'm in the valley of the heatness. It's the desert. I live in California, dude. It's hot as hell.
Oh, that's why. Cause where I'm at, it's pitch black outside.
Oh, it's barely 8 right here.
In the Bronx right now, it's pitch black outside.
Isn't it like what 3 hours? Yeah, somewhere. It's
Uh,
8 right here. What time is it over there? Yours is 10, right? Danish? 10, 9?
it's 11 o'clock at night right now where I'm at.
You guys go meet me before me. So yeah, there you go. You guys go meet me before me. But I'm gonna let you go. You look tired as hell. Then she's like, I'm gonna kill you, Martha. You wouldn't shut up. And no. The other one ran. He didn't say nothing. He ran. I can't hear him. I cannot hear him.
We almost got
Alright,
2 hours just BSing, and that's good. That's what I
alright.
wanted. I think Weevy's
What are
going
you learning?
live
What are you
soon
learning?
anyway. But Mario,
Ladies and
thank you. Mario,
ladies and
thank you for
germs,
that.
you guys have a good night. Ladies
Later,
and
Frank.
germs, you guys have a good night. Salute. Love everybody. Bye.
Yeah. Mario Kaczynski, thank you for that cash out, brother. I didn't see it yesterday during the live stream. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That helped. Bam. Anyway.
It was a good combo. It was a good combo. Believe it or
Yeah,
not.
no, we had a good conversation here.
You did my homework easier. Thank you.
Yeah.
You and who was up here? I'm trying to remember who's up here.
Somebody else was up here, weren't they? Somebody else was up there with Frank. I forget who it was.
I forgot his name. I got brain fart. I'll remember later. Right?
Run it back, huh? I'll leave this one up if just in case you want to go back and reference it or whatever.
Yeah. If anything, I'll ask you for it. If you send it to me through email, it's fine. If you take it off, it's fine. But I'll take the whole combo down, like recording a little bit. Just give me a little bit. I'm going to start, but I'll record whatever I need to record out of it, and then yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you, Puppy.
Hey, you let Timmy up, and he's like, God damn, he's kicking everybody off now. Timmy, you're late to the show.
I just want to say, let's go Nuggets, baby. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Everyone have a good night, Gangish. I'll hit you up, my brother.
Hey, bye.
Later, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna get that check this week or this month, Rick. It's coming in. It's happening.
Sure.
Later, my friends.